Okay guys, our class begin now. The recording has started. Okay, first step, what should we do now? We are inside the my app project. So what I will do, right, I'm gonna just create a new project folder, or I think we can save some time, right, if I just use here. Okay, so yeah, just use this one, not a problem. I just use this one, right? So let me go to the terminal. I mean, I don't want to repeat everything again, right? We just learn the new technology, that's it, and try to implement easy way. So my app, if I do npm start, right, it will run the development server, correct? And let's look at the project what we have done last time, right? This same thing. So css with superpower, see that? Css with superpower, right? So that is a power glass. So we'll see now why it is superpower. We'll try to understand. So who has used SAS before? Anyone? Where is our new one? New guy. What is his name? Uh, yeah, that's what.
You guys all begin.
Yeah, that's what he's saying, right? I was just reading your lips, when you say I got it. Okay, so maybe he has used already, but anyway, yeah, that's fine. So let's get back, right? So this is our project. Okay, what we will do, right, we'll just take step by step. So we'll just take the header section and try to understand SAS, right? Okay, so see, my design is not good. Okay, you guys doing better than me, right? We still need to, like, make. So we're gonna learn about how to make a responsive navbar and all that. Okay, we're gonna learn, but let's finish step by step. Let's finish first some basic stuff, and then we're gonna just improve with the responsive navbar. We're gonna learn about all the hooks. Then we're gonna learn about the uh, I mean, we have to, after hooks, we have to move to the couple of like Node.js and Express and MongoDB, right, before we start like authorization, you know. So we have to check all the steps. Okay, we go step by step and try to complete this process, right? So this week we have CSS. Everything is CSS, and starting from the basic, right, SAS. So how are we going to use SAS now? How are we going to use it, right? So installations, look at installation here. I mean, the normally people can use, right, with basic HTML CSS also. You can just use it to use for basic like HTML CSS project. You can add like two extension here, right? You can just add two extension. Call it SAS live compiler. Okay. So this is gone already. That's not no more. Live SAS compiler, right? You have to install this one. So this will compile your SAS project. Okay. But how you can do that, I mean, I will show you later, right? But let's go back first with our React. In the React, what should we do is we have to install one package, right? This is the one. If you use Node.js, you can also install SAS using npm, right? Running this command, right? Npm install globally SAS. Okay, so because we are using Node package manager in our system, right, we just use this to install it SAS. Okay, so let's install this one first. So you all have the React project. There is nothing to say about that project, right? You know how to create and all that. Basically, let's add the new terminal. So here, right, and I will install that npm install -g, that is global, right, SAS. So it will install globally now. Okay, so once I install in my package JSON, right, you're gonna see SAS now. So where is that SAS? it should be somewhere here, you know. Development. Okay, so it just I don't see in the package JSON, right? So we install global. Let me try. Okay, just install npm install sass. Okay, so it's added here now, right? Yeah. So we have sass installed now, correct? Once you install this sass, once you have this sass here, right? You know, you just React automatically compile everything. You don't have to do extra work, right? Basic. First, what we have to do is, let's go to the component, right? And see footer, not footer, header.css. Okay, we have header.css. So I will leave that one there, right? What I will do, okay, let's change this one. Okay, I will just change this for now, header1, because I don't want to delete that right now. So what I will do, I'm going to create a new file, right? Call it header.scss now. That's it. Before was css, now you just put s there in the beginning, right? Okay, scss, and now you go back to your header. So you do the same thing. Okay, you have to import, right, your css. So just put s here, scss. Simple. Now we're gonna write sass, right? So in the meantime, if we go back, right, back in our website, see, it looks something like this. See that? There is no style, right? No style. So I will show you now. Okay, let's look at here, this header section, right? This is the whole component, correct? This block right here, this header is the main box where everything is there. So what I will do, I have to use this header class and start styling, right? So let's add some simple style. Okay, header. And what should we do now? I will put background color and check, right, red, and see if this is working or not. So it's working now, right? Everything is fine. Yeah. So the good thing about the SAS, I mean, we still need to learn all the technique of SAS, right? But remember, now this is modular. Okay, you can select header. See how you have added everything inside the header here. Everything is inside the header now, right? Correct. This is all header. Everything is the child of header now. I mean, child, grandchild, all that, right? So let's say this row, right? Row is the child of what? Header. So inside header, what you can do, right? You can just call the row. See, like this. That's it. So all the CSS will go inside the parent. Means direct child, right? You can put like this. So after that, okay, you can do display here, right? Display, rest is same, nothing changed. Okay, display flex, and soon you do that, right? See, they just move. Now they become flex item, correct? I will increase the font size. Just wait, right? So they become the flex item now. Now we can add what? Align item, center, and justify content center, right? See, that's same. I mean, sorry, align item center. Okay, but justify content, I want to give a space between, right? Space between. Simple. Look at here. So they all went, I mean, they just away from each other now, right? What it was before. Correct? Now what else we can do? I mean, we can add some padding in the header as well, right? So here in the header, you can put padding of let's say top and bottom maybe 1 rem, and left and right I will keep it 0 for now. Okay, so just move little down right here on the top. We can give a background color, and maybe background color, or let's say light blue, something like that, just to check, right? Okay, so let's target this UL tag, right? UL tag. So we go back here and see UL is here. See, that's the child of nav, right? Nav. So nav is child of the row, right? Row, and UL is child of nav, correct? So nav does not have class name, but still you can use, right? You can select the name here, name. So let's try now, right? Let's see what happens. So see, after this, nav is child of header, correct? So here you put nav and just give some background color and check what happened. Maybe red, and see that is the nav, right? That is the nav. Okay, and inside nav you have a UL, right? UL, yeah. So UL, again, that is the parent for all the list items, so you can do display flex. So they just flex item now. You can add the gap. You can add gap, right? Let's put it maybe 30 pixel, or maybe 3 rem. You can do that. Okay, so because there is a tag, right? So it did not. Okay, so there is gap already, but the font size now. So we can check the font size, right? Where is the font now? So that is part of a tag. Okay, that is the link, right? So in the link, but that is a link is a tag. So you have to remember. Okay. So we just target a tag now. So where is a now? Where a will go? The a is inside. I mean, you can just put it inside the nav, right? You can put it here, is okay, or you can just put it inside UL also, right? You can put UL a tag here and just add. You don't have. I mean, you don't have to do that also. I mean, you just put in the nav, right? That is fine. So a tag from the nav, right, is okay. And you can say font size. Maybe how much? 3 rem. Let's put it 3 rem. So it just get big, right? But let's make it maybe 2 rem for now. Okay. See. You can apply even whatever you want to apply. Font family. I mean, there is already font family, right? Somewhere in the global. So we have applied, but remember, you can do everything, whatever you want, right? You can do here. So let's put this one. I will just select this for now, right? See, it changed. And font weight, you can add font weight maybe. Let's make it 400. So it's slight. I mean, it's same. But see, this work, right? Everything working perfectly now. Now look at here. This is a header. So each section, right, inside the header, each child of the header, you select and apply the style. Okay. So let's look at just look at now. Go back, right, and look at here how it is applied. Okay, how it looks in the real CSS, right? Let's go back and check. Okay. So what we can do now? Okay, so what we can do, right? Save this. Okay, let me remove this red background. Okay, from here. So see this now, right? This a tag is only for this nav. Okay, it will be if I put here a tag something, right? Let's say a will be color, maybe let's go back. Color maybe red, right? See what happened. I mean, there is no red color here, so I think it will affect also, right? See here, it will affect. but you can group, you can group things together, right? Let's say you have the maybe section somewhere, right? Section, and there maybe you have a tag, right? And now you put a color here, color maybe what, blue. Then it will look for a section a tag for blue, okay? So because we don't have color right here, let's see, I will put color here, color of black, yeah. If I put here maybe some red, see, sometimes you have to watch, right? You have to be careful. Sometimes if there is no color and you are using color separately, right, this a tag color will take effect, okay? So that is a tag, the a is everywhere, right? A means that is like everywhere, so that's why it's better always try to add class name, so that class name means what, affect only that particular class, okay? So if I remove this one now, what's gonna happen? Oh, it did not take effect, right? Okay, so that blue is coming from like normal a what you call it. See, remember a tag has the normal like some kind of color always, so that is what we getting, like some kind of bluish color. But see, once you separate this, it's separate, okay? But normally, right, you just use class name, okay? Just use class name. For example, let's say even here, right? We don't have to give class name for all that, but let's say nav one, maybe there will be other nav also, right? So like main tag like this, we can put a class name. So we have header. See, this is nice, right? The header, now everything inside the header now. So we just have to group it. Just remember to group, right? Okay, that was the one idea. Now let's look at the syntax, right? Let's go back and start learning the syntax now, okay? I just talk about something quick. You get idea, right, on how to use this. So let's go to the documentation. So sometimes, right, you're gonna get confused with these scss and scss, okay? Learn sass. Where is learn sass? So the first thing you're gonna learn, right, variables. How to create variables, okay? That is variables. Next one is nesting, right? Nesting. So what we have done just now was nesting, okay? And then after that, there is something called partial, right? Means you can write your code separate in separate file, and then you import that one, right? That is partial, okay? And then there is something called mixin, right? So mixin is a kind of function. Like you can write a function and then you just call the function wherever you need. You include that function, right? So inheritance, I think that up to mixin is okay, right? You don't have to, this one you're not going to use too much, okay? Extend, inheritance, and operators. So you don't have to worry about these things right now. But up to mixin you're going to use sometimes. So even mixing you're not going to use too much, okay? But just remember, right, there is something you can create mixin and use it, okay? Like basically you write something in one function and then use that one. So let's go one by one. So the first one is variable, right? Variable. So remember we create a variable in our CSS before. Remember that? So how are we gonna create variable now? Let's get back to the. So any question up to here? I think this will be easy now, right? To use. Very easy, okay? Doing this one now, right? You don't have to worry about like a, remember how we used to do, okay, dot header, and then maybe you put nav, and then you put a tag like this. This was the problem writing all that before. Now you don't have to do, okay? This happen automatically, right? By nesting everything inside the header. You don't, you just grouping, right? Just group in the parent everything. That's it. So it just become easy now. You just, just select the class name or whatever, a tag, whatever, right? Just select ID. Class will be same dot. Name will be same name. ID is there, right? I mean, ID will be hashtag. So it just become easy now to write. So let's look at the CSS now, right? Let's go back in our code and just check quickly, inspect and check, see how it looks, right? Header here. If I click this, so look at I mean, look at the header, dot header. There is a padding, right? Top and bottom 1 rem, and there is a background color. That's it. That is for header. See that? Clear? Now let's look at the nav, right? Display root. Okay, all that color. Can I click on the row now? Let's look at the row now, right? Okay. So see, when I click row here, right? Dot header dot row. You see that now how it is applied? But we don't have to write dot header dot row, right? We don't have to write. It just does for us automatically. The processor will convert, right, in the normal CSS. I mean, it will just select perfectly for us. Okay. So we don't have to worry about, I mean, to like properly match, right, name, like a class name after the other one subclass, I mean subchild, like that, right? You don't have to do anymore. Okay, it just become easy when you start using CSS, right? It will be, you know, I mean, just headache free. Okay. Is that, I mean, guys, that's clear? Are you getting some idea or not now? I mean, yeah. So I'm just trying to give you some simple way, right, how you can use. I mean, select the parent, like let's say you have component. In component you have the main box, right, header or main section, whatever. You select the main section and write all the CSS inside there, right? So you just check how many direct child are there. Okay, so that will be direct child. If there is something inside the child, you put inside the CSS, will be inside that CSS child. Okay, just group it there. And that's, if you remember that technique, you done. Okay, the 60 to 80% of problem is solved, right? Now the thing is how to create a variable and some partial and some other stuff, right? Couple of things you have to remember. That's it. So that is all about SAS, right? So let's go and I mean, look at one by one. So in our code here, right? Because more technical things we're going to learn, right? It will be more, you know, the advanced thing is what, to make our work easy and more better, right? That is what, you know. So before we learn HTML CSS, now React is more easy to create HTML CSS. Now we're going to learn CSS, right? All this CSS will just make our life more easy. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, right? So let's get back here. So see, there is SCSS now, SCSS and SASS, right? So what is the difference now between SCSS and SAS? So in SCSS, right, let's look at here. You select the body, correct? In the body, we remember when we style, right, we always have a curly bracket, correct? You put curly bracket and then you write a style. So that is SCSS. This is the latest one, right? But SAS, SASS is what? In here, see the body and there is no curly bracket. Now the problem, right? So how this work? It work on the indentation, right? You must match the space. Excuse me, guys. 1 second. लिएर जाऊ ल उतै छ okay. So see, there is no curly bracket. You have this font and color, but how this happen? I mean, how it work? The space here, right? You have to indent perfectly. If you don't indent perfectly, then there will be error. So this was the difficult thing, right, to do. Okay, so that's why they came up with the upgraded one, SCSS, and that is what we are using, SCSS. I mean, this thing we install, npm install SAS, right? Excuse me, is same. Okay, same thing, but now we write the normal way, right? So variables, think of variable as a way to store information that you want to reuse throughout your style sheet. I mean, what is variables? We know that, right? Variables can store value, and that variable can be used all over your project, right? You can use anywhere. Clear? So in our project, let's create a variable. So I mean, I just copy this, right? Just copy this one and go back to our code here. So what I will do, right, on the top of our scss here on the top, I just paste the variable. So I need to delete this. Okay, so that is our variable. See, simple, right? Font stack Helvetica sans serif. Okay, so now somewhere, right, I have font family and background color is this, right, light blue. So what I will do, I'm going to change this now, right, to the variable name. So how you gonna use that? Dollar, same name, right, like primary color. That's it. Simple.
Hey there.
Yeah.
Does this mean that it's no longer CSS?
Can you repeat one time, please? No,
Root is no longer.
no. You don't have to do in SAS, right? Root you don't have to. That was the in the CSS. Okay. In CSS, basically we store all our variable in the global in the root element, right? Basically, but in here it's just like a normal variable. Okay. So you start with $sign, and the name of the variable. That's it. So it just start with $sign and name, right? That is what you have to remember. You can give any name, does not matter. Okay, if you remember that, and colon, and then you put the value, right, whatever the CSS value. So you see this is 333, this is a color, right? Okay, so primary color, so what I have added background color. Now primary color, I just call the variable. Simple. Before, yeah, before we have to do like a var and all that, right, and then add there. Now no more, you don't have to do all that. Okay, just call the $sign primary, right, and close that and done. So you learn how to add variable, very easy, simple. So because in your normally in our project, right, we have like 6, 7 or 10 maybe different color you're going to use, like a dark something. I mean, there would be many different color combination. You just put in the variable and then use all over the project, right? So that is one way. So the next one, so you see, okay, so now, right, that is how it added, right? So color are basically the background. Wherever you want to use variable, you can use now, right? So with this one, when you put something like this, the CSS, in our CSS, it will compile like this, right? That will add the color, and it is the whatever the code here, right? Font stack will be Helvetica sans serif. Okay, so now in the font family, right, let's go to the font. So I have font here somewhere, yeah, here, right? So I will just change this to my variable font stack. Okay, so $sign font stack, I just put there. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? And if we go back and check our code now, let's see. I mean, see, there is a background color dark, right? That's why it looks something like that. But let's change our color. Just change now, right here. We can change this to maybe some kind of okay. So I don't know what color I can add, right? I want, that's the dark, right? Okay, let's keep it something like this, still with the, so the font will be black, right? So you see now. Okay, so we learn how to add variables and do whatever, right, with the variable. You can all the important, let's say in your code, right, there are something which is used many places. You repeat, maybe some color, some font, some maybe size, even something that you're going to need all over the place. You put in the variable, right? Just put in the variable. So you're going to find some good SAS file, right, somewhere. You can check, right? You just look at the internet, some basic SAS variables used, something like that. You're gonna get some idea. Okay. All right. So we learned variable now. Let's move to the next one. Nesting. What is nesting now, right? So when writing HTML, you probably notice that it has a clear nested and visual hierarchy. CSS, right? On the other hand, does not. SAS will be okay. So SAS will let you nest your CSS selector in a way that follows the same visual hierarchy, okay, of your HTML. So see how you have structured your HTML, like parent, then child, and all that, right? So just take this example. The nav is the parent, right? Just imagine nav is a box, and inside there is a UL, and then there is a LI, right? And then there is a tag. So you can write all separately like this inside the nav. So if you remember this, right, you can put it like this. Is that okay? Clear? I will make it big, little bit big, right? Okay. So now imagine you have a nav box, right? Nav box. Inside you have UL, the list of item. There is a list, LI, and a tag, right? A tag. See? So I select a nav. Maybe nav is inside the header somewhere, right? Also you can do that. Put inside the header nav. Now you can style UL, you can style list, you can style a tag. So when you write like this, what will be the CSS now, right? In the normal, when it convert, right, it should be like this: nav dot nav UL, nav list, nav a. See? So this we used to do like this, right, before when you're writing CSS. Now SAS will, it will just do for us. You just put everything inside the box, nested, right? Just add nested, just nest there. So we look at the nesting already in our example also, right? So that is all nesting is, So it will be much more easier when just work on one component. You can write CSS for that. Just create a SAS file and then just write it right there quickly and done. Now you don't have to worry about what to select here or group something together. No need to do all that. Simple this concept, right? Okay. So that was the nesting. Now what is partial? So you can create partial SAS file, right, that contain little snippet of CSS. Means partial means basically break down your code, right? You can write separately and then you can import, right? Import. So right now we're not working in the large project. We are not working, right? So normally you're not going to create all this separate file for each, everything, right? You're not going to do that. But the how you create partial, right? You have to have something like this, like underscore and the name of your file, right, and scss. So let's create one example and then we'll look at, right? So what I will do, right, okay, so same thing, same color, same thing, right, we have. So let's put in the partial file. Okay, so in here I will create maybe underscore, let's call it base, something like that, right? Yeah. So that is the file name. You have to add underscore, okay, to make a partial. And then we're gonna copy this code, right, and put it there. Okay. Now, right, how are we gonna import? We have to use this base now. So in here, how are we gonna use? So look at here. So use, right? See this @use base, okay? @use, right? So you have to call @use and let's call it base. So it's just giving error, right? Okay, so can I don't know if, let's see, right, it's just giving @use base. no, let's do one thing, right? This will be in the string, you know, but we have to I think import here, you know, just write like this, base, just put it like that, right? Better. Now once you import this base, right, now we have access already to all that file. Okay, so it should work, this primary color and this one, right, should work. Okay, but let's check now if it is working or not. So we have an error now, right? So that means that import did not work. Let me delete this, save. Did not work, right? Why? So let me check the code. Okay guys, yeah, my mistake, right? We have to call the base and then the variable name, right? So let's call that one base dot primary color, and where else? Base, right? Base dot stack. So now it worked. Yeah, it worked, right? So that is one way, but let me do one more thing, right? Let me try one more thing. Okay, dot slash and see what happened. So that should be fine, right? I think, yeah, that is still fine. So first you have to use, right? Call the at the rate. Yeah.
I will know you on the net. Look at it. One person that has one CSS and one HTML, and one person who has 20 styles and 20 HTML pages. Won't it take longer for the one who has 20 HTML pages and 20 CSS pages?
See, the thing is, right, in normally in our React, what happened, even you have 20 CSS page, when you run the, when you project is done, right, that will
Yeah.
be you have to run build. Okay, there will be command called build, so it will compile everything in one file.
Oh.
Everything will be grouped, compact together, right, like compressed back to like single file. Okay, so that build will take care everything, right? It will just compress everything. Yeah, so it, and the one more thing, you know, in the React, right, in React, or even when we're going to use like CSS library like tailwind and what you call that style component. See the beauty of that library, right? They will only load the functionality is built in already. Okay, they will only load the component which is loaded in the website. Let's say you have one component in the website right now, that CSS will be only loaded in your browser. Okay, it will not load everything, even it's there, right, in the server. It will only load what needed. That's it. So the system will take care of everything, right? That's why the reason for using the tailwind or maybe style component, these are already advanced thing, right? They have so many things built in that optimization, you know, like it optimizes the code, right? The system will take care of everything. It has built-in optimization. We don't have to write like a, you know, like a something clean and like more optimized. We don't have to do everything. Will take care by the system. You just write the correct code and you're done, right? So in this case also, if you have many CSS file, it will not affect. Okay, it not gonna affect. It will not affect. Yeah, but in the HTML, like normal HTML CSS, right, where there is no compilation, there is no processing and everything done, you just have HTML CSS project. Yes, in that case it will be little, it takes time to load all the file, because in that case, right, normally what happen, it just loading everything in your server. Okay, everything will load, right, slowly, and it takes time. So that's the reason for using all this advanced technology and getting away from the legacy, I mean, what you call the legacy, old legacy, right, whatever. Okay, old way of doing things, right? So yeah, I mean, that's why I would never recommend, right, to build a website with the basic HTML CSS. You just use some kind of technology like Next.js. Now it's Next.js. Okay, Next.js is so super speed, right, very fast. It has built-in SEO things in already built in. It has server-side rendering, right? Like the web page will be already rendered. I mean, let's say the user is visiting your website, right? So the system knows already to load the content in the back. It will be already loading stuff and make it ready for you, right? That is called server side rendering, means things are already loading. Okay, it will be start fetching data in the browser, and when you click something, right, it's already there. Okay, it's not like you're gonna click and then come later, right? No, it's that's the reason for all that technology. I mean, things are already updating, like how Facebook work, right? You just click, just keep moving hand finger in your mobile, right? And things are keep popping. You don't see, it's just there, right? Already there. So same concept in the Next.js, because things are built in the server already. I mean, it is already just making you ready, right? Everything will be fetched and everything is ready there. So when somebody click any product or anything, it's there already. I mean, just by millis in the time you click, it's appear, right? It will even not take time. So that kind of things we will learn. Okay, and it's all built in. I mean, we just have to learn how to use. And that's why website, building website with normal HTML, CSS, JavaScript is very slow, right? I mean, that is slow. I mean, there is nothing, right? It nowadays, if you build website with basic HTML, CSS, I mean, it's just not gonna work. Okay, you need to have speed, right? Speed is important, and also like a good user experience. Somebody visiting your website, right? It should be like a when somebody visit, it should be like very smooth. Like when you click, it's just there. Okay, everything is there, right? So that's what we have to be considering. But anyway, things are built inside. We're just gonna learn it, right? And just learn how to use. Okay, so what we're doing now, right? So we learned this was the what was that? Partial? Yeah, partial, right? So see, this is the, I mean, you can import using this, just import like this, right? There is no import. I was looking earlier, I think before was a import, right? But it just changed to use, and there is one more something, I think, I don't remember, I just forgot, right? But they just changed it. This was just came recently, like use. But there before was something like import, when I learned before long back, right? uh, so but anyway, just call this wherever you need, call that file, right? And then see that name dot, and basically the variable name, and that's how you use, right? So partial means sometimes, you just put some like a variables in a partial or some code in a partial, right? And then you import that and use it wherever you need, right? I mean, just separate your CSS now in separate more modular, right? Just keep it in separate file. But right now you're not, I mean, in the small project you're not going to do that, right? You just keep it normally. What you can do, just the way we did for our component, like you have header section and then one CSS for SCSS for header, right? And just write all there separate, so even you don't have to write partial, right? You just put it there, whatever you need, just put it there, right? Let's say you have the variables, a lot of variables, then you can create one common variable, right? And then just put all the variable in partial, or maybe just create one file, right? Yeah, I think you can create a partials for all variables and import that one. You can do that. Yeah, or right, even you can write all the variable in one file, like for example, let's call this variables.css, right? Like the scss. Yeah, you can do this, and just write all the variable here, and then you can import this, right? Wherever you need, you can import that. Correct. So let's say where do you put here, right? So in this one we can import that file. So import, so we have to do, yeah, let's try now, right? Let's try. something like that. So I think
you misspell variables.
yeah. So if we add something, right, because I have never used, I'm just experimenting now, okay, so just bear with me, right? It should work, okay. So let's put something here. Let's go back to our base here, right, and I will just copy this, just copy that one, and go to the header, right, header here. So in this one, so we have a variable, right? I mean, we have a variable, so how are we going to use that? That is imported already, variables.scss. Oh no, not here, not here, right? Not here. We can import in our scss here. Can we do that? No, that will not work. So with this one now, right, if we have this in our scss now, no man, I don't see any connection, right? But there should be somewhere, somehow to use this, how we can do that? Let's see. Man, I don't know. Okay, let's leave this one. Okay, let's not go too far, right, and not experiment too much. Okay, let's delete this for now. Okay, just stick to the base, right, what they have given. Okay, just stick to that one. I mean, they said you use the base, right, to make a modular, basically the partial. Just make the partial file, import that, and use it. Okay, just use like this, simple. And after that is mixin. Okay, what is mixin now, right? So this will be the last one. I think we don't have to do this one for now. Let's not worry about too much. Let's look at
There.
yeah.
Oh, what's the importance of base? Why should we use base instead of SCSS?
Okay,
The
can you
normal one, the first one.
say again? Can you tell me again?
Why should we integrate the base?
Okay, here.
Yeah, why should we integrate the base? Because it's basically doing the same thing as the one in here, SCSS.
Matati, it's not
I mean,
clear.
it seems like something that is as, is it something unique or something different that is as?
No, which it's not clear. I don't know. Your sound is breaking, right? I do not understand what you're saying.
Okay.
No, can you repeat one time what you were saying? I mean, hello, Matati, you writing? Let's look at one more, okay, mixing, right, and then I will look at I will just check with Matati what he's saying, okay. So mixing is what? Mixing is a function now. We have learned function in JavaScript, okay. So same thing, right? Mixing is a way of writing code in one, like a one chunk, right? One function, okay. So what we can do, I'll just copy this code right here. I mean, how? Okay, let's go back, right, and write one mixing here ourselves. So what I will do, I will just write on the top here, right, at the rate mix in. Okay, this is the, let's say, in our JavaScript what we write, function, right, function and the function name, correct? So at the rate mix in, and then name of your mixin. So what is that? Maybe let's call it flex box, right, like that, flex row, something like that. Okay, you can give any name, right? That is just the name of the Next one is so even you can pass, right? You can pass some variable here as well, okay? Like you just pass something in the parameter, right? You can do that as well, but for now let's leave it empty, and then you go bracket here, right? So you can what you can do now, just write all the css, right? Let's call it color, right? Maybe red, yeah, and maybe box shadow, right? Box shadow. So I will put this one. Okay, so just copy that, right, for now. Box shadow, delete that. All right, guys, so this is the shadow, but see, we don't have theme, right? We don't have theme, so this will be color, correct? Maybe orange, like that. And this is opacity, right? RGBA, red, green, blue, alpha, right? So we must put some kind of RGBA value here, so that will be what, maybe let's call it 0 0 0, maybe 20, right? Something like that. Red, green, blue, okay, something like that, and then comma, and this is the opacity, correct? That's the opacity, 0.25, okay, and close this. So this is the mixin, this is the name, right? Flex row is the name of our mixin, the function name, okay? So how are we going to use now the mixin here? So just check now, right? Anything you select, okay, anything you select, and then apply @ include and the name of your mixin. That's it. So for example, the color will be red and the box shadow is here, right? So inside here we have something we can apply, maybe let's go back and add in our code what we can apply. So we have a link tag here, right? We don't have any h1 tag, or maybe logo. So just below here, right, I will add something, okay? I will just put one heading one, and this call is maybe center text, right? Oh, CENTER, center text. I just add something. So in our navbar, right, you're gonna see this, okay? So I can give a class name, or maybe no need, right? No need to do that. Okay, there we need to delete this one, okay? So let's go back and delete that. So this is the center text, correct? I want to apply that mixin to this one, right? To this text. So let's go back, and in our scss we just wrote the mixin. Where is that? Here, right? Let's call this maybe something like maybe what we can call heading 1 style, right? Style. So go back to heading 1. Inside the header, just below here, right, just select heading 1, and then call that mixin. So @ include, what was that? Include, right? Let me check. Okay, include and the name of the mixin, okay? So @ include and maybe h1 style. So we don't have to do that. Yes, okay. Yeah. So see, now this is applied, right? Already that is the whole style is applied here. See that? So there is some box shadow and the text color is red, right? So that is the mixing. Mixing is basically a function. Just remember, like a JavaScript function, okay? You write all the code together and you use it, right? So some code maybe, right, you think, okay, I'm gonna need this all the time, right? Normally with the flex box, display flex and some other stuff, right, you can, whatever you need all the time, just put in the mixin all together one place and then use that one, right? So I know, I mean, normally you're not going to use right now all this mixing also, but remember there is something called function, and you can use that. Okay, so let's keep up to here, right? In your code now, I mean, you can update the same this project or just write one more project, right? One more project, just install, basically install the npm install sas globally, or just install locally, right? npm install sas and then start using. Okay, so the thing you're going to do is, the first one is nesting. This is important, right? Nesting, that is what I asked you guys to try, right? Nesting, do that nesting. And what else you can do? Create a variable and nesting, right? And try to just change your code, right, with these two things. Okay, I mean, even last project you can upgrade, right? Just upgrade that everything with the new. You can make a copy of that project and just upgrade, right? And you can write the modular as well by creating the base. Okay, you can try mixing, just write one or two example of mixing, and that's it. You know, these 3 or 4 concept, if you know with the SAS, that is enough for now, right? Okay, so this is pre-processing. Pre-processing means what? You write the code in one way, right? And the SAS has built-in functionality which will pre-process, means process your SAS code into the normal CSS. It will just convert, right? Everything will be normal. Okay, you know, the one more thing, right? I mean, say if you have normal HTML CSS, right? Let's say, for example, go back, and in there you want to use let's say HTML CSS project. Okay, I'll just select this one now, right? If this is the project and you want to use SAS, then you have to do something different. Okay, either you initialize the project, right, with npm init and all that, and then install the SAS and then use, right? But if not, the easy way I'll show you now, right? Is let's make a folder. Okay, some simple folder, right, called styles. I'll just show you quickly. Okay, and inside here we're gonna have style dot scss, right? That's it. So this is style dot scss, right? Now in your index page, what you will do, you cannot connect this one. You have to write the link, right? Link to your style dot slash style folder and make it style, same name. Okay, dot css now. That's it. No css. Okay, save now, right? But we don't have css file, so how it will work? So for example, let's say I have heading 1, right? Heading 1, and I'll just call it heading 1. Okay, and then some paragraph, right? Simple. So I want to add some style to heading 1 and paragraph, so I can make a container, right? Div dot wrapper. Okay, let's group all together inside here. So now see, we just installed, right? We have watch SAS file, this what do you call that, this library or extension, right? Watch SAS. So it's added here, watch SAS. Okay, not watch, right? Just find the SAS live something like that. SAS live compiler. If you have this, right, and one more SAS you can add, right, just to make things more highlighting or some other stuff, you know. So let's see, there is SAS. You can install this, right? SAS also. Just install that. Oh, scss SAS only, right? Okay, don't do that one. Okay, uninstall. But there was one SAS to make a highlighting and all that, but leave it, you don't need. Only thing you need is SAS compiler, live SAS compiler. That's it. So once you do that, right? Once you do that, now you click this watch SAS. Just click here. Okay. Now, right? It watching my code now already. So see, it just created the style.css, right? Right now there is no code, nothing. But I'm gonna add now, right? I'll say dot wrapper, right? or let me do this reset first, star, and I will put margin 0, padding 0, box sizing border box, right? That is one thing I want to add. Then you can dot wrapper, right? And then I will say width, put 90%, and the max width I will add how much, maybe 1240 pixel, something like that, yeah. And then margin, right? Margin I want to center it, so 0 auto, right? Center. Now I mean right now, right, I have a heading 1 inside in the wrapper, correct? I don't have another child or parent for heading 1. Just to show you, right? Let's imagine this is the wrapper, but this one and this one is inside the wrapper. So what I will do, I will nest there, right? So I will just put now heading 1, and I will make a font family, maybe this one, and what else I can give the font size, right? I can make it, maybe let's make it 3 rem, okay? So that's it, right? So let's look at our code. Go online here, live view, right? Let's go to the live view. See, it's already working, right? It's in the center, everything working. Look at our code in the style css. See, style css is already, everything is written, right? See that you have this global style, I mean star, right? Margin 0, padding, that is added. Now you have wrapper, right? Wrapper, see, 90%, all that. Wrapper heading 1, see that how it adding the style now. And if I write back again, right, if I go here and I will go p tag, right, p tag, and I say font size, make it maybe 2 rem, and color, right? I can just give maybe something like this and save. And soon as save, right, this is added already. Now look at here, wrapper paragraph, see how it nests. And in our code here, see that it's not clear, but I mean you see now, right? So for now I just want you guys to learn how to nest things in the parent, right? That's it. If you can do and put all together component wise component, you know how to build component, right? You select that component and add the nesting, I mean CSS, okay? So this is with the normal HTML CSS, but in React you just install npm install sass and you're done, right? You create, in place of CSS you just write scss code, and the rest will be taken care there. You don't have to do watch, compile, anything, okay? So I will stop here. Clear? Okay, Matati, you go back now, right? Let ask me what was your question? Where is Matati? Oh, here.
What's in the chat?
Huh?
You put the question in the chat.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, Matati, I don't know, his network is little problematic, right?
Yeah, your sound comes and goes. It's not always good. We can't always hear you.
Okay, base SCSS, is there something is added? I cannot do the header SCSS. Base.scss is there something it adds that I cannot do in the headers. No, you can add everything in header.scss, right? That is okay. I mean the base basically, right, like something you want to keep separate, you don't want to like group everything, right, in one place. Sometimes you want to separate like some variables, something in separate file, right? That is a partial, we call partial, right? You separate certain things in different file and then you import, right? Just import that one. I mean it's just like separating some things in different file, right? That's it. In our Java, in JavaScript, what we have learned, right, we have modular file, correct? Means you can write the code in separate file and import, right? That is all about the partial. So if I go back now, where is that base? Let me see the base, right? See, this is just a separate file, okay? I mean, you can write the same thing, right? Right now, even you don't have to do, because our code is so small, just keep it in one place. I mean, we're just learning, right? You can do all these kind of things, but if there is no need, you don't have to do it, okay? So it just separate some variables separate. Maybe you can add mix in here, all that thing, right? You can do it. So it's not, I mean, something like you have to do, right? There is no rules. You can write all in one place inside the header.scss, right? You can write all here. See, just importing this, right? It's same. I mean, you can just use this code in there, you know, no need to write. Just leave it, put here. And now, right, it's get more easy. You just have to remove this, correct? So the reason, right, separating things in different files is when you have long project and things are used all over the place, right? Maybe this variable, this file has a lot of variable that can be shared between different CSS, means different SAS file, right? So you write all in one place and then just import that everywhere. So you can do that, right? But you don't have to also. If you don't need, no need to do that. Well, just learn it how to use, right? Something, you know, what is, just understand what is partial. That's it. Partial means you separate the, you make a separate file for code, right? That's it. Okay, so I will stop. You guys learn, hope, little bit of SCSS and just implement in one or two project, and you will be okay, right? And I will send this link now to, I mean, you can find online, but so it's just easy. It's not difficult. Okay, this SCSS is what you call SCSS, right? Is basically just learn how to group things like nesting, right? That is important. If you put together in each component wise, done. No need to worry too much. Okay. So just try in one or two project and you finish, right, with that one, so that we can, tomorrow we will start what you call that style component. That is also almost same all CSS, right? And then after that we're going to spend the remaining, the complete time, right, with what you call that Tailwind CSS, because that will be the one which we're going to use, right, our projects. So these are the technology. We just learn it little bit and learn how to use it, because in the, maybe in your interview, right, you have a simple template or something to build and they're going to ask you to just use SCSS, SAS, right? Just implement with SAS, no normal CSS, okay? Or maybe style component. Then you have already idea how to use, right? Very easy, okay? Sometimes they're going to ask, but normally you will be end up using one of the library for your style, like there is so many CSS library, right? But you know, you will be end up using one of them. So let's learn these things, which is important for the interview purpose, right? At least. Okay, I will stop now. I will stop here, guys. Okay.